welcome back to Figs Vids and welcome to this extra special Halloween special, and we're going to be looking at Mattel's scariest action figures. Should be a super fun video. We are in the month of October. It is Halloween season, so what better time to do it than right now. So what I want you guys to do is drop me a comment in the comments below and let me know what your scariest Mattel action figure is, and hopefully it will appear somewhere in the video. If it doesn't, then I'm not very good at this. But what you also do is pop on your masks, sit back, enjoy, and let's look at Mattel's scariest action figures. But before I crack on with the Mattel figures, I want to give a special mention to this Jack-specific Stone Cold Steve Austin. The likeness is incredible. What an awesome face scan. I can't keep a straight face. Wow, this is probably the worst face scan I've ever seen, and could definitely be classed as a scary action figure. So then guys, let's get started, and we're going to kick things off with clowns, and probably the most famous wrestling clown, of course, it is Doink the Clown. So no, not everyone finds clowns scary, but Mattel have really captured the dark side of Doink in the figures that they have released. Yes, they are very colourful, but they have got sinister looking faces. This was the Elite Doink the Clown. They've also brought out a Ultimate Edition, which came with the ring, and that figure is fantastic. Comes with a hammer, and of course, honourable mentions here, the Bushwhackers with those clown masks as well. Moving on to your favourite worm-eating foe, it is of course the Boogeyman. He is one scary dude. Anyone that eats worms is scary. And Mattel have proper captured that in the figures that they have released. Just a heart around his neck, worms coming out of his mouth. He was a proper scary dude. I think anyone that tries to force feed you worms, you would class them as scary. So he definitely makes the cut. Next up, we have the voodoo practitioner, who is, of course, Papa Shango, with a skull on his face, bones around his neck. And I think once he made the Ultimate Warrior sick up some sort of black goo with his voodoo powers. So, yeah, pretty scary guy. And Mattel have made some awesome looking Papa Shango figures. You've got the Elite Series 12 there and the much upgraded Ultimate Edition. Really, really nice figures. Great likeness to Papa Shango. Great face paint. Really solid looking figures. Moving on next to the demon himself, Finn Balor. Now, you don't see the demon anymore in the WWE, but when he did put that body paint and the face paint on, it was truly intimidating. He was so good at doing it as well. It's probably some of the best body paint we have ever seen in wrestling. And of course, Mattel hit their demon figures out of the park. At the time of their release, they were regarded as the best wrestling figure that you could buy. They were so detailed with great body paint, and yeah, really awesome looking figure. And of course, if you give anyone a chainsaw, they're instantly scary. Giving off Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes here. Finn Balor with a chainsaw. Yeah, that's definitely a scary figure. Now, you can't think of scary and wrestling together without thinking of this legend. It is, of course, the Fiend Bray Wyatt. This guy broke the mold when it comes to what wrestling figures should be. And he will go down in history as having one of the most creative minds in the business. And when it comes to wrestling figures, Mattel have created some truly unique ones. These figures would not look out of place in any horror collection. The masks look like they've been pulled from a horror movie. And if this wasn't scary enough, let's burn him. And that's exactly what they did. It is Burnt Fiend, and this figure is truly grotesque. But they did release it as an Elite in Elite Series 92. And the Fiend returned and took on LA Knight in the Pitchback Mountain Dew match. Why? And this was remembered for the debut of Uncle Howdy. And if I'm not mistaken, I do think this figure glows under UV. So if you have got it, give that a go. Next, we have the dead man, of course. It is The Undertaker. Now, Mattel have made many Undertaker figures, some more scary than others, but probably the most scariest is this Ultimate Edition, which depicts his look from 1995 to 1996. Of course, this look would not have been possible had it not been for King Mabel squashing The Undertaker's face, more specifically his orbital bone. Couple that with his long black hair, purple gloves, and long black trench coat, it makes for a scary figure. You could argue that The Undertaker was at his most scary when he was part of the Ministry of Darkness, and this defining moments figure captures The Undertaker in his most fearsome form. Oh, yes! Okay, maybe my impressions could do with some work, but you can't have The Undertaker without his manager, Paul Bearer. Now, Mattel have made a few Paul Bearer figures, but he was at his most scary when he was caked in his white face paint and those sleep-deprived eyes. And the fact that he was a mortician by trade just adds to the creepiness. Next up, we have The Undertaker's brother, Kane, and he scared the bejeebers out of me when I was a kid. As time went on, Kane would become a little bit less scary and a little bit more corporated. So let's focus on his original look, looking at this Ultimate Edition Kane figure. And this one actually comes with his debut cape as well. Now, I'll tell you what is scary, setting yourself on fire. And that's exactly what Kane did when he took on his brother, The Undertaker, in the classic Inferno match. And the Mattel have made a figure to represent this very moment in the defining moments line. Next up, we have the crazed individual Mankind, never afraid to take a bump and love to inflict pain upon his opponents with his leather mask. Mattel have created some great looking Mankind figures, some of which come with the interchangeable mandible claw hands. And believe me when I tell you, the last thing you want is Mankind's hand down your throat. And also you've got the Hell in the Cell version of Mankind, where of course that classic moment where his tooth came out through his nose. That's pretty scary. I'll tell you what's also scary. Excess body hair. And this guy had it all. This is George the Animal Steel, who of course was covered in hair and would eat turnbuckles. And I'm sure he scared many a fan back in the day. Now, Mattel have made a few George the Animal Steel figures, and they've truly captured his likeness with that excessive hair and also the green tongue. Next up, we have our only faction in the list, which is the Wyatt Six, with their leader, Uncle Howdy. Mattel have just created some great looking action figures. These have been recently released, and you can see there how unique these figures really are. Represented here, you have Rambling Rabbit, Huskus the Pig Boy, you've got Abby the Witch, and Mercy the Buzzard, and of course, you've then got Uncle Howdy front and center. Deviating away from the main action figure line, you have Mattel's Monsters. This was a unique series which came out way back in 2018. Some are better than others. So let's have a look at which ones I think are the scariest ones in this line. First up, we have The Undertaker, looking like I guess a vampire with a purple tongue and huge, great big claws. And we've got Asuka with this great looking face mask. Really sinister looking face. Next up, we have the Mutants line from Mattel. This was another line that only had the one series, and again, some are better than others. So let's have a quick look at which ones I think are the most scariest from the line. First up, we have Brock Lesnar. Now, Brock is pretty scary with 2 arms, let alone 4. So anytime you see a wrestler with 4 arms, you're in for a little bit of trouble. And you've got Finn Balor with that giant, great big tongue, awesome looking mouth detail across the chest as well. Great looking figure. This line also includes the most unique looking Cody Rhodes figure. I don't really think it has any likeness to Cody whatsoever, but that aside, it is a cool looking alien. So in addition to the Monsters and the Mutants, Mattel also made 3 series of WWE Zombies. Now, some are a lot better than others. Some don't really like they've really changed much at all, but some are absolutely stunning. So let's have a closer look at my standout zombies from this line. And we're going to kick things off with a rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Matt Hardy. Stone Cold Steve Austin has that awesome smoking skull head, which is a selling point in its own right. And Matt Hardy is missing a stomach. What an awesome looking zombie figure and a great idea. Next up, we have Shinsuke Nakamura doing his best Michael Jackson impression. This figure looks like it's been taken straight out of the Thriller video and with a great looking face sculpt to boot. And next up, we have one of my favourite figures from this line, which is Finn Balor with half a face. This is such a cool looking figure, really captures that zombie feel with half of his face being eaten off. So a big win there for Mattel. So there you have it. That is my scariest Mattel action figures that they have ever released. But there's one more. There is one more that I've kept hidden. Can you guess what that figure is? If you can, drop it in the comments below. But let's not delay this any longer. My scariest Mattel action figure is... I couldn't resist. All jokes aside, my scariest Mattel action figure is... Zombie Kane from the Zombies line. This figure is incredible. With the peeled back skin to reveal that red flesh, the bone on the arm, and what is underneath that mask is truly a thing of nightmares. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me and watching this video to the end. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you like videos like this, let me know what other videos you would like to see on the channel, and I'll see what I can do. And if you're happy to stick around and watch more videos, why not hit that like and subscribe? It really supports the channel and it means a lot. So I guess there's nothing more to say other than stay figure hunting if you dare.